your film Blemish Light is not an easy film to watch because it's extremely disturbing in its imagery and the situations that it deals with. Again, to ask you the basic question, were these characters inspired by people you've read about, people you've come across? I mean, obviously these are extreme characters.
Anybody who makes a film, in my opinion, is drawing on his own personal experiences. Growing up, I have seen how religion has kind of carved a shadow over the whole country and sort of violent things happening all around us in the name of religion. And sort of growing up, I've seen that. And so I kind of hate the concept of religion, very straightforward. And so I wanted to make a film that definitely expresses that. And I decided, okay, I want to make a film about how different identities are kind of boxed as something specific, and how violence is inflicted on them in name of that particular identity. However, we are, so many identities as one individual. So Saibal Chatterjee is a critic, must be a father, a lover, a Hindu, or somebody from Calcutta. I mean, you have so many identities, but when suddenly violence will be inflicted on you in certain scenario in the world we live in, it could be inflicted in name of maybe you're a Hindu person. So I wanted to make a film about that. And so I picked two separate stories, one in New York and one in New Delhi. One dealing with Muslim identity and terrorism, one dealing with homosexual identity and what it faces in India. And I ran them parallel. So all the characters were created like mirror images on both sides. Events are happening in mirror images, and I never wanted them to meet because the film was about something else. It was not just about stories about Muslim issues or stories about homosexuality, but it was about something else.
But what is most striking about the film is that it takes both these stories to completely over the edge in terms of what happens in the end. I mean, the violence on one side is extremely graphic and brutal. The violence on this woman is also extremely difficult to sort of digest because it's inflicted by the father of the girl. Was it a concern that taking this to this extreme might just make it difficult for the audiences to digest it, and even the censor board?
Well, the censor board has already said they're not going to let it go through. But I never cared about the censor board, and in some way I'll be very bad in saying that when I'm making a film I don't care about the audience either. Because I'm making a film about something that I want to say. And audience is such a vast group of people. Again, why box them? Like I'm making a film about identity. Why box audience saying audience can take this and cannot take this, right? I mean, they are free individuals. When they will see something, some will walk out of it, some will question it, some will say it's an exploitative film, some will say it's done right, this is the only film that has come out in a long period of time. So I've heard all these comments from people. And so I believe audience is much smarter than a filmmaker. So a filmmaker should just let go of that idea of what audience will do with it and just get on with your business. So I kind of never cared about it. Regarding going over the edge, I mean, unless you say something that's important to be said, what is to be said? I mean, what is the point of leaving it halfway somewhere? I mean, what are you doing? I mean, if you're trying to say something, go ahead. I mean, you're going to spend years of your life making a film. You're going to spend everybody's money on it. You're going to spend 200 people and you're going to work on a crew with you. I mean, give everybody respect and just go all the way through. Say what you want to say. So.
But precisely because you're spending money on the film, I mean, obviously most directors would prefer to play safe. I mean, and not, just suggest situations and not actually show them happening, which you don't do. I mean, you actually show them, on the screen. You also have to sell the film. You have to show it to people. If the censor board stops it, you're not able to distribute it in India. I mean, you can show it abroad, but I mean, India will be tough. So, will you be okay with toning down the film a bit, or I mean, will you stick to your gun?
No, I'm not cutting a single frame from the film. It's going to stay as is. Censor allows it, doesn't allow it. I think, the world has changed. I think we can find innovative new ways to support the censor board to show the film and find ways to do that. Regarding the question of people who fund the film, I'm sure people who have funded this film of mine would not fund my next film. So that's okay. What should I say? I think it's just like, you just have to stay honest as a filmmaker. Because a middle ground, I don't know, middle ground doesn't do anything. I mean, in my opinion, I don't appreciate a film that I go out to watch, which is somewhere here and somewhere there. I'm not going to name the actor, but it was a very famous actor in our Hindi film industry who I approached with the script first. And, he loved the script. He wanted to do the script. I would have got all the money, like the day he would have signed it, I would have got all the money. I wouldn't have gone through the trouble of 3 years trying to make this film. So he read the script and he said, I want to do it. Let's just cut some of this sexuality and this violence from the film, and then it's all good to go. So, like a good student of cinema, my first class in cinema was Stan Brakhage, who says, open your eyes and watch it the way it is. And so I, half an hour, sat down with him, hoping that he's such a such a stalwart in Indian film industry, will understand what I'm trying to say. Half an hour I spent explaining him why it is important for this film to be made, that it should be made. And he didn't budge. So I had to let go of that. Then I sent the script to Victor Banerjee, and I just got a phone call with him, not a single question asked. I'm doing it, when are we shooting? And I just want to praise that man here in front of everybody. The guy didn't ask me for a penny to do the film. So what I'm saying is that he's also a stalwart in the industry. I mean, there are all kind of people. So what I'm trying to say is that there are all kind of films, there are all kind of financiers, there are all kind of audiences. I think there's a possibility for everything. It might be a smaller possibility for something and bigger possibility for something else, but possibilities are there.
And the title, I mean, the Faiz Ahmed Faiz connection, where did that come from?
I'm going to change the title. I've decided to change the title. I've just, after the festival, I've decided I'm going to change the title. Title is going to become Faces of Unfreedom. So the title of the film right now is Blemish Light, and the tagline is Faces of Unfreedom. So I'm reversing it. So the title will be Faces of Unfreedom, and the tagline will be Blemish Light. But coming back to Faiz Ahmed Faiz, I read his poem, Ye Daag Daag Ujala Ye Shab Qasida Seher, Gunzar Tha Jiska Ye Wo Seher Bani. And the poem was written at the Independence 1947, and he's saying that we got the independence now, but look what is happening. I mean, religious riots are happening, everybody's killing each other. So is this the freedom that we were looking for? And so I wanted to make a film about unfreedom, and everybody who goes to Facebook, go to #Unfreedom. We're running that campaign soon. So I wanted to make a film about unfreedom, and so that was a perfect example. I mean, the poetry was perfect, and Faiz himself, as a figure, represents that. So the transliteration of his poem is Blemish Light, Daag Daag Ujala. So that's the title.